Hello everybody, it's me, Ghost Critic, and welcome to my channel. This week, along with a number of other comic book YouTubers here, we're invited by Bill Stoddard of Tenacious Comics to review one of their indie created comic books, Worst Ever Day. And I said, what the hell, let's have a look. So he sent me a digital copy, and I read it, and I'm going to give you some of my thoughts, critiques, pros and cons about the issue. Before I go into that, just a little bit of information about Tenacious Comics. They call themselves a creator co-op comic publisher imprint. Now basically what they mean by that is all the creators, regardless of what title they are working on, whether it be their own work or helping out with someone else, they do work together. They help to promote each other's projects. They share not only their kind of levels of experience within the comic book industry, but also the resources at their disposal. Obviously, above all, each independent creator gets to keep the rights to their creations, and of course any money they make as well. So sounds very much like kind of the equivalent of a hippie commune of the comic book industry. So what do Tenacious Comics have to offer as an independent imprint? Looking at their catalogue page on their website, they currently have a number of issues ready to show to the public at large. Obviously this one, Worst Day Ever, is coming out in, I think it's August, and was part of a Kickstarter scheme, which obviously made its money to be able to present this. But they have a number of other titles from other creators in the works. So we have a comic called The Hybrids, which has a solicitation month of November. Rapid Eye, which comes out in September. Augmented, which has a solicitation date of October, and we have two other titles that haven't got a date yet, but Forgotten Country and Next Quest Beyond Source and Sorcery. So they've got a nice little kind of cluster of books to offer everyone here. I will put a link to their website in the description bar below so you can go and check it out. But let's get on with the issue that Bill Stoddard sent me, which is called Worst Day Ever. So what is the premise, the concept of Worst Day Ever? We have another zombie apocalypse upon us as the creators Shoma, Stone and Mock create a not so distant looking future where basically zombies roam the streets, but people still have to go to work. It's, if I kind of wanted to kind of relate to something else that is comparable, it's very much like a kind of a rom-com zombie flick that you used to get after Shaun of the Dead and those kind of movies. And clearly I feel that these creators have seen their fair few share of these, which is no great big deal. But I think the originality is slightly lacking. I see elements very much of these movies, along with movies like Clerks. There's a kind of a Walking Dead feel to it. But obviously these guys love the genre of kind of like zombies and the zombie apocalypse, and obviously blood, guts, chopping off of heads and limbs and the like. So before I get on to showing you pages out of the comic book itself and tell you what's good about the comic book and what they're doing right, because I'd like to end this on a more positive note, I did have a few criticisms, a few critiques, two about the comic itself and one about their website. Now I understand their website is under construction, but one of the things that I thought was greatly missing from it was biographies of their creators. I like to know a little bit about these kind of independent people, creators who are putting themselves out there with their levels of experience. I'd like to know what they've done in the past, what we might have known, and yes, I could go and just Google their names. But as a website, you want to keep them on your page, and I think just having another tab with say a headshot, a silly little picture of them, or a sketch they've done, with just a little bit of writing about them, who they are, kind of what they've done in the past and that kind of thing. I just think that would have helped me connect more with this book, because I'd know a little bit more about the people behind the panels, the pages, the colours. Story-wise, let's be honest, I didn't actually feel a great sense of danger in the very beginning of this book. What we have is this kind of, almost a kind of hierarchy of zombies. We have them at their kind of the bottom level, where they're just starting to kind of, I guess you could say, turn in this kind of zombie virus, where they just kind of keep repeating their patterns, where they keep going back to their day jobs that they had before they were zombies. But eventually, as the story tells us, they will turn into these ragers, and these ragers are full-out zombies, and all they want to do is kind of eat you up. And you never know when they're going to turn, and you kind of, there is no feeling of dread or like I say, danger going through this as we make our way through the comic book until to the very end. So I think some more kind of thought about the environment that our main characters play around in, and how they survive, more than just kind of see these zombies as a little bit of a nuisance to them running their normal day-to-day life. The only other kind of issue I had with this is the colouring on the book. Now, it's pretty decent for this creation, but I'd have liked to see a bit more variation in the zombies themselves. For creators who obviously have a love for this genre, there didn't seem, like I said, to be a great deal of change or different types of zombies. They tended to turn out just kind of like this bunch of decaying Hulk zombies. They were all very green. Maybe this was a side effect of the zombie virus, I don't know. But they were all very green, and I think they could have been more bloody, more gutsy, more decaying. But maybe, again, as the issues progress, as these creators get more experience and more adept with the medium, the work will get better, will increase in quality. But they were just a kind of like a few niggles. But what I want to do now is show you a few pages out of the book and let you know what they were doing right. So the first great thing that this comic book Worst Ever Day does is introduces and gets us well established with our main protagonist. Now, I'd love to name him, but I don't remember him being called by his proper name all the way through. One of his kind of good buddies basically calls him Wiener Boy, or variations of that all the way through. And we can basically see why that is from our first couple of panels. But what Schumer really does well is gets us right into the character of Wiener Boy. I'm just going to call him Wiener Boy from now on. He is a kind of down on his luck young man in a dead-end job who basically advertises a local hot dog place to go and eat, and his life is just pretty terrible. He obviously lives in quite a crappy apartment. He's in love with the local girl who runs the coffee place. Again, has a dead-end job, a boss that hates him and constantly wants to fire him, and of course he has the gauntlet of zombies he has to get through every day as he goes to work. The next good thing this book does is it explains its universe and what our current rules are. I spoke earlier about this kind of hierarchy of zombies that we have in this universe, and it explains this very, very early on, and kind of puts us in the right place for what we need to know right now about this universe, this world, this potential future that the comic book reader is looking at. What Worst Day Ever also does well is introduce us to a cast of potential people to root for. An array of very differing looking people, which is always good. You don't want to be confused with who you're looking at and who these people are. So I think the artist in this and obviously with the work of the other creators have made the decision to make all these people look very different, have their own characteristics, have their own looks, which is always great to have, so the reader can easily identify who each of these people are. And finally, what should a good comic book always do? It should leave us on a great cliffhanger. It's got to make us want to read the next issue. We want to know what's going to happen, who's going to live, who's going to die, who's going to be mortally wounded, who could potentially be turned into a zombie. That's what a good comic should do. Make us want to buy the next issue. So, if you're just a big fan of the zombie genre in general, if you want to check out some truly independently created comic books, go check out Tenacious Comics. Again, I will put a link to their website and their Facebook page in the description bar below, so you can go and check out all the details. From what I remember, if you want a printed copy of these for pre-order, then they will cost you $3.99. If you want a digital copy, I believe they're only 99 cents. So go check out their webpage and show them some support. I hope that I've given a balanced review of this particular issue. I'd love to see some more work from some more of your creators, and just hopefully that your little kind of imprint that you've got going will grow and grow, and you will reach your kind of dreams and aspirations of being comic book creators, because you can see that there is some passion, there is some determination in making this happen for them. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.